Good morning or afternoon, boy or girl, whoever happens to be watching this. I figured I would make this little video right here about extra division problems, just to give you guys a little bit extra practice. So we're just going to solve two problems real quickly here. As soon as I bring it up, I want you to go ahead and pause and try solving it, and then I'll walk you through exactly how I do it. So just follow along, and you can write this in your notebook. All right, the first problem we have here is 904 divided by 32. So pause and try solving this using the standard algorithm. That's what we're trying to do here. Go ahead and pause and I'll get it set up. All right, so I've got my problem set up here. And the first thing I'm going to look at is my divisor of 32 right here is going on into my dividend of 904. And the first thing I look at is, can the divisor go into the first digit, 9? Well, 32 is much larger than 9, so no, it can't. I'm going to go ahead and put a 0 here. You don't have to. And that's a gross looking 0, so I'm going to erase it. You don't have to put a 0, or you can just move on, but I'm going to put a 0 just so I see the places held there. All right, so we know it can't go into 9. Can it go into 90 though? So 90. If it won't go into the first digit, we add the second digit. So 9 and 0, will it go into 90? Yes, it will. If I estimate here, I know that my divisor of 32 is pretty close to 30. And 30 will go into 90 exactly 3 times. But I know this 32 is a little bit too big. And 32 times 3 would be 96, which is way too big. So I just know that 32 times 2 is 64. I just kind of did that quickly in my head. So I'm going to say it will go in twice. And let's see what's left. 32, 64 right here. 90 minus 64. We have to regroup this, so we should make this 8. And the 0 would be 10. 10 minus 4 is 6. 8 minus 6 is 2. Okay, and right now I see again we have one more problem here. 32 will not go into 26, so what I have to do is bring down this digit right here, 4. We'll add that onto what we have. So now we're looking at our place value. Our next number is going to be right here. We're going to figure out how many times 32 will go into 264. Well, let's see. If I say 10 times, that would be 320. Let me try 7. Let's try 32 times 7, and we'll see how close that gets. We'll know exactly how much if we need to in a second here. So let's try 32 times 7. I have a gut feeling that this is going to work. So let's see. 7 times 2 is 14. And again, the reason, if you're wondering, why did I choose 7? I'm just sort of guessing. I'm just trying to estimate in my head about how many times 32 will go into 264. And I'm just guessing 7 because I know 10 is way too big, and I think 9 and 8 are still going to be too big. So I'm going to try 7. If I need to add another group, I can. So let's see. I said 2 times 7 is 14. We regrouped our 10. 3 times 7 is 21, plus another 10 is 224. Actually, here it looks like it's a little bit too small, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to add one more group, and we'll just say plus 32, and let's see what we get here. This is going to be 6, 5, 2, 256. Looks like we're going to have enough. So this is 8 groups altogether here now. So let's try taking away 256. Here I have 8 times 2. 256, and we said that was 8 times. 256. Can't do this. You know what? I'm just going to count up instead of doing all that. It's going to be 8 is the answer. And we can't get another group of 32 out of 8. So I'm done. I have 28 with a remainder of 8. Not too bad. And hopefully you got everything that I did there. Again, basically, I looked at my divisor and I tried estimating. I went to the first digit, it was too small, so I went on to the second digit, which was big enough for me to get groups out of. And I just went from there. So we find our total answer here, again, is 28, the remainder of 8, or we can also say 8 30-seconds, which is just the divisor, the remainder over the divisor. That's all it is a fraction. Let's try one more problem here. So again, I want you, when I bring up the next problem, I want you to pause it right after you see it, and then try solving it. Here we go. Alright, here it is, and I've already got it set up, so you can copy that straight down. Give it your best shot. Again, remember, You look at your first digit. If 16 won't go into 4, then you move on. I'll let you try. All right, let's give it a shot here. So like I said, 16 will not go into 4. 16 will not go into 4, but it will go into 45. And let me see, just estimating on the top of my head, I think 15 times 2 is 30, 16 times 2 is 32, and if I add another group of 16, it's going to be 48, which is too much. So it won't go into 4, we'll put a place or 0 right there because it won't go in at all. And it will go into 45 twice, so minus 32. And if you can't multiply 16 by 2 in your head, you can always just write it off to the side. I'm just able to, so I'm not doing it. Let's see. 5 minus 2 is 3. 4 minus 3 is 1. So we have 13 left. And again, right here I see I can't get 16 out of 13, so I need to bring down the next digit, which is 6 right here. So we're 6. Will 16 go into 136? Yes, it will. Now here's where I am going to estimate. So 16 is pretty close to 20, and 136 is pretty close to 40. So I would just write 140 divided by 20, which if I just skip count, be 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140. And I just counted out 7 groups of 20. Let's try doing that. Let's try multiplying 16 times 7. So we have 16 times 7. 7 times 6 is 42. 4. 7 times 1 is 7, plus 4 is 11, which is 112. So right here it looks like I'm going to need probably at least one more group, I think. So let's try, so instead of 7, let's make it 8. We'll try 8 groups, and I'm just going to add another group right over here of 16 to this. Make sure when you do this that you are lining up the 6 and the 2 together, because that's the one place, and then both 1s together. We don't want to have some huge number by accident. 2 plus 6 is 8. 1 plus 1 is 2. And then 1 plus 0 is 1. 128. I can't add another group of 16 to that. It won't work. So I did use 8 groups altogether, though, I see, with my math here. So what I'll do is I'm going to put an 8 right here above the 6 because I just figured out how many times it would go in. We'll take away 128. Again, if I just count up, I don't have to do the subtraction algorithm. I know it's 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. It's 8 away. 8 is my remainder, and 16 is my divisor. There's no other digits that I can pull down. So this is my remainder. We have 28 with a remainder of 8, or ... 8 sixteenths. Which, if you don't know, 8 is exactly half of 16, which equals 1/2. So my final answer here is going to be 28 with a remainder of 8, or ... 1/2. That's the final answer. So if you forget how to do the algorithm, or you're still struggling a little bit, watch this video again, follow the steps. All you're doing, again, is looking at your divisor and your dividend and saying, and just kind of pretending these are just digits on their own. Like, this isn't really a 400, it's just pretend it's a 4. This isn't really 450, pretend it's 45, and just think, how many groups is 16? So it's not too bad. Give it a shot on your own, because we're going to start doing decimals and word problems here soon. So you really need to have a good understanding of how this algorithm works. All right, I'll catch you in the next video.